What? What?
Just a couple of silly friends talking about serious stuff.
Welcome. Thank you so much for meeting with us again. This is not what I was expecting from Enough and Limber. The last time we recorded, it was 106 degrees Fahrenheit here. Today it's 113. So just having an awesome time. Also, the power just went out. So probably even more glitches and lighting issues, but we're doing our best. Doing our damnedest. So that's what it's all about. So how's the last week been for you? We've been in the middle of a heat wave, so it's been a lot of trying to care for our animals and make sure that they don't die in the 100+ degree heat. Freezing some little fruits and veggies for our chickens, you know. How about you? You moved. Yeah, I moved from one place I call home as a kid to another place I call home as an adult, and it's all very strange. But I'm very happy to be reunited with a lot of my plants. And they give me life. So I'm glad to be back. Yay, plants. I'm loving your setup in the background. They look so and happy. Yeah. Most are. Some aren't. I only have dead plants behind me. Mm-hmm. Hanging up there to dry. Ooh. So last episode, we met Rebecca Bunch and Josh Chan at summer camp. And what a beautiful summer romance that was. And Rebecca moved to West Covina. Not just because Josh lives there, but significantly because Josh lives there. She just needed a change. And we met all of her new coworkers. Mm-hmm. Well, not all, but some of them. Daryl, who shows us that people can be well-intentioned and still racist. Yeah. And we met Paula, who watches too much TV and just sort of expects high drama from everyone. Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Hernandez, who doesn't speak, but is our communications director. The mean grip. I can definitely sympathize with Rebecca's ability to rationalize anything. Just depending on the actions being taken, and I'm sure there's a great explanation for it. And if there isn't, let's just make one up. Yeah, that reminds me of that image of, here, I'm going to show you. She's singing about West Covina, and it has Josh, the name Josh in the background, like that, all fuzzy. It's such an amazing visual representation of the denial in her head about how, like, it's present. She knows it's there somewhere, but she's pushing it to the background, and she's focusing literally on something else. I had noticed that in the first episode, but I really like your take. And then we see her in West Covina trying to rationalize why she has chosen West Covina, which I think when designing the show, they tried to pick a place that had nothing that would recommend it as a place to move there unless you had some connection already. And that's why Paula is so suspicious. Yeah, it sounds like this is not a place that people end up on purpose. Yeah, and I love the way that she is rationalizing being blinded by trash as the glitter of the sparkling ground. And you can see in this image that she's like, pained and looking away.
Mhm.
But it's a fairy tale, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Well, I mean, this, as I mentioned in the last video, this might be one of the first decisions she's made for herself, by herself.
Yeah.
You know, aside from um, whether or not Josh is there, aside from all the external reasons that she's there. I mean, she's got a lot of self, she's got a lot of ego wrapped up in the idea that she has done this for herself.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that all plays out.
Then we meet Greg.
Oh, poor Greg.
Go through that.
Yeah, just some inappropriate, some uncomfortable touching. And yet the insistence that Rebecca is his perfect girl.
Yeah, he's ignoring a lot of concerning behavior.
Mm-hmm. But still, ultimately speaking up for himself. So I'm glad that he still feels the empowerment to be able to do that.
Yeah, me too. So then there's the ending scene at the end of the party with Paula coming to crash the party and reveal that she knows Rebecca's big secret.
Wholly inappropriate for worker.
She expecting everyone to have these weird ulterior motives. She's wondering what this high-powered lawyer is doing here. What about her is even true? Who is she trying to scam, right? And then we watch the progression of her realizing that Rebecca has also been lying to herself and that she's actually quite vulnerable. And like her whole demeanor just completely changes. And she like kicks into mama bear mode. The design choices I think are really interesting here because they're singing about Josh, but the two of them have their arms clasped together. They're looking in each other's eyes. They're in a duet where Paula's harmonizing with her. And the light is shining down from above them. People are dancing around them in a circle. These are the traditional hallmarks in Hollywood of romance. It's like the ending scene, they're finally together. And we're having this instead in the first episode, not between the potential love interest, but with a potential new friend. So while they're singing about Josh, it's actually about their connection.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where that friendship goes. It's going to take me some time to trust Paula again.
Yeah, her behavior was not okay.
Because I've dated people with unresolved trauma. Get to see that shit up close. So, I can feel like I can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what red flags to look for.
That's so good. I mean, it sucks that you had to learn it the hard way, but it's great that you were able to learn what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Nipsey Hussle.
Yes. Oh man, that cameo was amazing. It was so perfect.
Are we ready to jump into the second episode?
I would love to. Oh, disclaimers. Neither one of us are medical professionals.
And we are only showing highlights. We are not showing the full episode. We are not a substitute for it. It is incredible. Highly recommend going and watching the full thing. You're definitely not going to get the whole experience with us,
but we'll certainly try. Wah! 3, 2, 1.
I was working hard at a New York job, making dough, but it made me blue. One day I was crying a lot, and so I decided to move to West Covina, California. Brand new pals and new career. It happens to be where Josh lives, but that's not why I'm here.
She's the crazy ex-girlfriend.
What? No, I'm not.
She's the crazy ex-girlfriend.
That's a sexist term.
She's the crazy ex-girlfriend.
Can you guys stop singing for just a second?
She's so broken inside.
The situation's a lot more nuanced than that.
C-R-A-Z-Y.
Okay, we get it.
Crazy ex-girlfriend.
Ow! Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's woo. Woo, that one kind of cuts you deep, huh? I can I mean, it also has to do with all of the ways that society defines what success actually is. And it's not finding love. It's making as much money as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, under those guidelines, she didn't do the right thing. But maybe it's not fair to judge what the right thing is if that's what it's based on. But, I appreciated how she was standing up for herself. Even if it seemed like she was the only one who believed that she wasn't crazy. Sometimes that is how it feels to say, yes, I'm really sure that this is the path I want, and no, I will not be convinced otherwise. I'm safe, not hurting anyone. So, welcome.
Yeah.
Been crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the way that she talks back to those voices in her head that are telling her, you're the crazy ex-girlfriend over and over again in that theme song. I think it's really interesting how we don't have the theme song in the first episode because the musical numbers are in her head. And in the first episode, she's just experiencing things for the first time and figuring out what her story even is. And, sort of practicing it with the people that she meets and hearing it for the first time and adjusting it. And then by the second episode now, she's talked to so many people. It's well rehearsed and it's now like a central part of her identity.
Mm-hmm.
She has a theme song now. This is her story. This is what she's telling everybody. This is who I am.
Yeah. And saying that her time in New York was spent crying a lot.
Yeah.
It's a pretty valid reason for change.
Absolutely.
Want to grab dinner, smiley face, which is the least he can do since you left your great job and moved to this dump to be with him.
Hey, I didn't move here for him, remember? I moved here because I needed a change and Josh just happens to be here. Get it straight.
Oh, are we still doing that? Okay, right, just let me know when we can stop because I actually want to know what's keeping him from having dinner with his dear old friend from summer camp.
I don't know.
What do you want?
Don't
see what
do
he's been
that.
up to. Let's
You
see
can't
what he's
take
been
a
up
person's
to.
personal
I
electronic-
just did. Oh, look at this.
He's got a problem with boundaries.
Not that I've been checking. I was checking. Oh, God, that is amateur.
Like, it's two different things. Like, either the club is owned by a spider or the club is filled with, like, a bunch of spiders. So, it's a different thing. Okay.
I love alone time.
So, for saying that this night is not about Josh, funny how as soon as she's not able to see Josh, she completely loses motivation to continue being out tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny.
Funny that. Well, I hope they still end up going out. We'll see.
Oh, does he know he's still digging?
He's just a friend.
Make out crying session.
I really don't think
She
time or the
treats
place.
Greg
Dude, they got toys
the way Josh treats her.
Rebecca,
Not
let me
texting
introduce you
back.
to two fine gentlemen. This is
Yes.
Titor, 200
Point that out.
surfer in the state.
It's good noticing.
What?
just a guess here, but I think the reason he doesn't want them to be friends is because he likes Rebecca.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty distinct possibility. Keep them apart, then you can play with them both a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have each other to check notes.
Yeah, I know that is why a lot of people like the kitchen table poly for that reason. Of
Same.
polyamorous.
No rifts of secrecy, just a group of people who are connected in their shared love of a person, and they can be allies for anything that happens, come what may.
Welcome back. Sorry for the interruption, but the power outage finally took out my laptop with my battery power. So we had to pause the show and start again a different day. Heatwave is over. Woo! Yeah, now we have wildfire season. The sky is orange. Should we head back into the show?
I'd say so. Now that we're back from our break.
Oh,
He's leading her on.
Val.
I got your chin.
It's a bold move.
Huh?
Hey, I do that dance.
Stop being this nice. You are so pretty.
So I got provisions for us. Do you like it?
You know, I'm sorry. I love it. Yeah. Oh.
No, I want to watch it happen.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I always wanted a daughter. I don't. My kids are not daughters. They're terrible. I'll tell you about it later or now.
So Valencia's interests include
What's Vampire Weekend?
it's a weekend away with vampires.
Pretty sure it's not that.
No, I read about it in the New Yorker. It's very popular.
Let me see your picture. Let me see your face.
Here, take a look. See?
Okay, let me tell you how this works. Women of equal sexual viability hate each other, even if they pretend to like each other, and that is how it has worked since the day vaginas were invented. See, okay, look, you're like these two, all right? You're Taylor Swift, and she is Katy Perry. Oh, wait a minute, maybe you're Katy Perry. No, you're Taylor Swift. You're uptight and weird, right?
Okay, this is why I don't read this drivel, right? Because it perpetuates the very misogynist myth that women can't get along, right?
Gosh, I'm really glad that they are bringing up specifically the implied competition that femme people are supposed to be having with each other, and it's just so it makes it hard to make friends.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're bringing it up, glad they're calling it out, and yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with that from here.
We're in a yoga class. Now is the time to let your mind go blank. Look at me, I'm so good at yoga. Look at me, I'm so good at yoga. Exhale on another side. Rebecca sucks. Screw you, you're fat. Look at me, I'm so good at yoga. Look at me, I'm so much better than you. I orgasm instantly. I'm not afraid of clowns and trains. My father didn't leave me.
Hey, do you want to go grab like a coffee with me or something?
I only drink water, and I gotta go do some cardio. It's hard to break a sweat doing beginner's yoga. Yeah. So
I have found some very, very wonderful body positive yoga classes on YouTube. for what that might be worth. Like, if any, because I have definitely felt intensely intimidated in a fitness class of any type, including yoga. Yeah, especially like the Bikram yoga. There was one I went to 3 classes for, and on the 3rd class, teacher asked if we had any comments, and I raised my hand. I said, this is the first one when I didn't feel like I was going to barf, and everyone clapped. It's great. It's a very sportive moment, but I really appreciate, yeah, a friend of mine are working through videos on the underbelly, which is something that I highly recommend. She's a great teacher. And yeah.
I have enjoyed adapting yoga to my own needs as a disabled person, and have found that structured classes are often not designed by people who understand my needs as a disabled person. So yeah, going in person to classes, to yoga sessions, has not been my favorite experience, but I have found a lot of benefit from some of the practices.
Remember the first time I watched, I was like, this is someone demonstrating self-love. Just because we're told, like, oh yeah, you gotta love yourself, you gotta, but to see it demonstrated is like an entirely different experience. And to watch this yogi pull up parts of flesh just to access stretches in other places, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, we talk about things like self-love or confidence, and we don't tell people what that looks like, how to do that. We just expect them to know, figure it out. One more thing to beat ourselves up over because we don't know how to do it.
Yeah, or like go to a yoga class and then end up feeling really intimidated.
Hi. Sorry. Hi. So you wanted to see me? Oh, before we go talk, do you want some boba? It actually horrifies me personally. It's like drinking little tubers. But if you want some, like, knock yourself out.
No, I'm good. So, listen, I've been scratching my head a little bit here because I heard you were having lunch with Valencia, and I thought you were going to keep a little distance.
This looks so good.
So I really think we're gonna get the property on East Cameron.
You think so? It would be so perfect. Square footage is exactly what I need, but it was so expensive.
You know, I sent a drop of blood to a wellness coach one time, and they said that my blood type works best with Panda Express.
Really?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you were making a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you did that once before. Sorry, I don't like humor.
Okay. I'm meaning to ask you, what kind of face
That's a real
moisturizer
thing.
do you use? Because my face has been dry for like 20 years.
Unrefined.
A lot of people don't like humor.
So anyway, something else my wellness coach said was...
Dude, if you want her, go for it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will throw my saddle on that filly.
Yeah.
Take her for a ride around the paddock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gonna ride that filly?
Yeah, now that I got permission from another guy.
Men are disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're amazing. You're so nice. I thought you just only wanted to do real estate stuff with me, but we're friends. We're friends, right?
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. Yeah, because I mean, like, what other agenda could I possibly have? That is such a weird thing to say.
Oops.
What's wrong with you? Because, like, I've made a really cool friend. She's, like, pretty and nice, and she knows about, like, a lot of cool things, like coconut oil and movies and vampire weekends. Like, what's your deal?
We had a plan. Neutralize the enemy, not snuggle it.
No, we didn't have a plan. You had a plan. I'm making a friend.
What?
Hello, gentlemen.
So, we heard most of that.
I'm realizing that now as I see the horrified looks on your faces. I'm so sorry.
My God, are they wearing the same dress?
Yeah, they
wearing it.
Oh, come on, you crazy kids, let's dance.
Okay. Okay. Woo! Yeah.
Oh, you clean up
Oh,
good.
thanks. I'm just gonna go dance with my friend though. So.
Hey, whatever happened with you and your ex? I saw him over there. It's the buff Asian dude, right?
Ex?
No, he's not my ex. I was just.
Next week we're having a sale on Clementine's. It's gonna be tight.
Why so serious? Come on, dance with Greg. Dance with Greg.
Get away from me.
She wants me to dance with you.
You do everything she says?
No.
What is she gonna do? What you want her to do?
Yeah.
Let her make up her mind. You know what? Maybe she shouldn't.
I've kinda got a girl crush on you. You're everything that I wish I could be. Gonna tell you what I wanna do to you. I wanna lock you in a basement with soundproof walls and take over your identity. I wanna cut. Sorry, I said that creepy stuff out loud. That was super rando. I wanna kill you and wear your skin like a dress, but then also have you see me in the dress and be like, OMG, you look so cute in my skin. I wanna lock you in a basement, but in that basement you would also be my personal trainer. I want your ass, break into your mom's house, collect your baby teeth and turn them into my new retainer. I want your smile, cook your spit into a chowder, dry your sweat into a powder, and do lines of you all through the night.
Ah, the plight of the queers. Do I want to be you or do I want to date you?
Yeah, especially the line when she said, I want to wear your skin, but then I want you to see me in it. I want to impress you at the same time that I'm being you.
Right. Relatable. Relatable content.
Relatable. Feeling like you need to drink a lot in order to be on the same level as your feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to drink a lot because I was so socially awkward that I wouldn't talk to people otherwise. So I would just get trashed so that I would have the liquid courage to interact with human beings. It was not great.
Yeah. Especially when one of the people of whom you are at the party at which you are feeling anxious is someone who has the keys to your heart. And you don't want to mess up in front of them.
That's not consent.
Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? We were just being cute. Cute kissing for attention.
Oh yeah, I've been in that situation too. Like,
You can't be friends with women.
oh, you don't want to do anything now that people aren't watching, huh? Oh, okay, great.
It's all great, okay? The reason with her, Valencia. See, okay, it all makes sense because it's a circle of love. Because I love you, you love Josh, and Josh and I used to love each other. So I'd like to start by saying that it was nothing. What is she?
You told me you were a virgin. What is she even? Come on.
It was just two young bucks sharing 2 months of summer love. It was a moment of connection. And isn't that what yoga's all about?
I don't know what you're trying to do or why you pretended to be my friend, but stay away from me and my Josh.
And say, telling the truth from the beginning probably would have been the better option here.
You're right.
Don't be an asshole, Greg.
Come on, thanks. Thanks, Monday morning quarterback. We don't need it.
Thank you for pointing it out. Is this what you wanted? You're right.
I'm hungry. You want to go to a diner? Maybe get a cup of coffee? You could use a cup of coffee, some flapjacks.
Stop being nice.
Now he's being patronizing.
Great to see you, Mr. Spiders.
At least that's been cleared up.
You know, Luna bars are for women, right?
Huh. I did not.
Yeah, I think they have, like, menstrual blood in them.
Stop that. No, they don't. Oof.
I know I still have you, but you have your rugby friends now. These for your feud with Valencia. So, you know, if it ever becomes a feud again, we'll have these handy.
I want a shirt like that.
I'd like to make it up to you, so I was thinking, you want to grab that dinner tonight?
Yeah. That sounds great. Do you come here a lot?
Well, nah, it's a little far.
I was gonna say I drove like 45 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Does Valencia know we're hanging out tonight?
No. She said she doesn't want me to see you ever again.
And that's why they drove so far out.
We can have dinner.
Vampire Weekend. For those of you who would like to go water skiing, there will be a tutorial at 2 a.m.
You see?
Gosh, I sure do love being Polly. Kind of just makes everything easier to just admit that you have feelings and want your partner who is also having feelings to pursue them. Because I feel like, I don't know, the opposite to me is just stagnation of growth, of self. You know, I want new people to come in. I want to be changed. I want that extra chaos of new people with whom I can have like really intimate relationships. And I want them to change me. I don't want to keep what I like. And, you know, it does mean getting your heart broken a lot. But I don't feel like I am owed less drama where I'm monogamous. But at least I'm not putting all my happiness eggs in one basket.
I don't think that all monogamy has to be like that. I think that there are plenty of healthy ways to do monogamy, just like there are plenty of very unhealthy ways to do polyamory. And I try to be respectful of what form people choose, as long as it's, you know, they're communicating and they're treating people with respect. I think, especially as someone who identifies as demisexual, meaning that I don't really have sexual attraction toward people until a certain kind of emotional bond has been developed. So for me, the idea that I can't have an intimate relationship with somebody unless there's like romance or sex involved is a little bit separate. I like to have very intimate friends, but it doesn't necessarily need to cross that line. But that's me. Everyone is different and everybody has different wants. And it's really important to communicate and be self-aware if you are entering into relationships with people, regardless of how many there are. And Josh is not doing that.
I want to know and be known by my partner. Like, if I'm struggling with attraction to somebody else, I want them to know about that.
Absolutely.
I want to be on the same team with my partner and with the person to whom I am also attracted. Well, I just want everyone to bring each other up.
Yeah, sneaking behind your partner's back and lying to them is not healthy communication or healthy behavior in a relationship. And I really feel for Valencia in this episode. I had a really hard time making friends with girls growing up. And because of that, I developed a huge, like, misogynistic streak, and it took me a very long time to understand how to form and maintain relationships with women. So for Valencia to feel like she's finally, like, opening up and feeling like she has somebody she can have that kind of relationship with that she's clearly been desperately wanting and missing, and to have it feel like this person was being disingenuous and lying to her the whole time and just using her to get to her boyfriend, and that's gotta suck to feel. Her little lip quivers, and I'm just like, oh.
But I have also been in the position of knowing the person that I am attracted to is doing very dirtbaggy things, and still feeling so gosh darn flattered that they want to talk to me, that I didn't say no. I didn't stand up for my morals then, but got a lot stronger sense of self now. Took a lot of years, took a lot of therapy, but yeah, feeling a lot better, feeling like I'm in a much better place, like, when it comes to relationships happening in my life.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when we're younger and we haven't had those experiences, and we don't have that understanding of how to handle those kinds of situations, and we don't have confidence in ourselves. Put myself in some pretty bad situations.
Yeah, we've been there. No judgment, I get it. I appreciate getting to know the people in this episode, even though I'm seeing some aspects of their personalities that I would not choose for myself. Can we talk about what happened with Paul on the phone with her kids?
Yes.
She is so burnt out.
So burnt out.
So burnt out. She wants to put in the effort for Rebecca. You know, going up to a party to talk to her, getting her gifts, and just really wanting to reach out to this person, this young person she wants to help. But when it comes to the young people already in our life who could also use some help, that's a rough one.
Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty neglectful as a parent.
Yeah.
And she thinks that her children are terrible. She literally says they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And seems to imply that it's because they're boys and not girls.
And that it's their fault.
Right. Yeah, Paula checked out of her life at some point and is trying to figure out how to connect with it again.
Well, let's hope she finds it.
Yeah, at least for her kids' sake.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us once again. Please feel welcome to like, comment, or subscribe, or maybe all three. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to head into episode 3. I hope Josh comes to my party. I'm looking forward to it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Same I hope you have a great rest of your week, everybody, and you, and everybody, and you, and everybody. All right. We'll catch y'all back later.